So today our topic is spiritual science. Before going into the topic, I just want to tell about myself, the journey, just 5 to 10 minutes. I want to introduce myself. Friends, I am Sunita Jagadish from Tamil Nadu. So I was born in Andhra Pradesh, and a family, due to business, dad had to shift to Tamil Nadu. So my education was half in Andhra and half in Tamil Nadu. So I can speak Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, and English, and nothing is complete. Everything is half because I've been shifting myself, and so all these were big questions for me. Why should I born in Andhra and shift myself here? And so everything was a question mark in my life. So there were so many question marks, and no one was there to answer all these questions. But when as I started my meditation spiritual journey, I was 35 years at that time. So it is like 15 years now I've been doing this meditation. So since I have started, all my questions are answered. I understood that we are all born masters. So we might not recognize it before doing meditation, but once we start doing meditation, we can identify ourselves as born masters. We have all born as masters, planned ourselves, planned our life in such a way, beautiful way, that we come across this spiritual wisdom in our way, in our pathway. So friends, so this I have experienced since 15 years. We were like, myself, I was so weak physically, but I was really strong mentally. This mental strength I have gained only through meditation. Before that, I often get sick, and I was getting very tired. I was not able to do my work the whole day. I need to take a break, so I need to take rest for myself for some time. So even my kids were often getting sick, so always hospitalized. I was half a doctor for myself. So before meditation, so whatever I get, I myself, I will take all initial treatments, then I go to doctor. I tell I have done all this, what else should I do? So that is the way my life was, always on medication. But once I started doing meditation, the whole family, we are not to doctor at all, we are totally healthy. And I was not really confident on myself. Whenever I walk on roads or even at home, suddenly I just skip myself and I fall down. So I was so weak mentally also. So after doing meditation, I gained my confidence. I worked in multiple things, and I was never tired at all. So all 24 hours round the clock I was able to work. So all this strength, how did I gain? So I was having digestion problems since childhood. So and I had back pain, severe back pain. So always used to have my hand like this. So all these things, after few months of doing meditation, I just forget about all these things, that I had so many problems. I had health issues, I had confidence issues. So I just forgot everything. I was so active, so energetic, doing all my work. Suddenly I remembered once, how come I have transformed like this? Then I understood it is the power of meditation. So till then, actually, I was thinking I was not really into meditative state also, because I was always getting thoughts. So I was thinking I'm not getting meditative state and all that. But lot of transformation happened even in that period, because without our knowledge, we go into meditative state, and that little bit of energy what we get will transform us so much. So the master's meditation is a gift for everyone's life. So that is where our spiritual journey starts, our real living starts. Actually saying, our real living starts. So understanding this spiritual science is very important for each and everyone. So the topic given for me, and I got an opportunity to tell about this topic to every one of you. Friends, welcome you all once again, and I thank the team of PSSM USA for giving me this opportunity today. So let us go into the topic now, spiritual science. So spiritual science is the basic thing what PSSM wants to give to each and everyone in the life. So this is the base of paces up. So we need to understand the concept of spiritual science. First, we need to know what it is, and we need to understand, and we need to implement it in our life. So there are 3 steps, friends. First, knowing it and understanding it and living it. So living is more important. Whatever we know and whatever we understand, we need to put it in practicality. So that is what is called implementation, living our life. So these principles, what we call, we have 6 principles, 6 truths, 6 laws, whatever you call. These 6 are very important for our living. So if we understand, we can live a very, very beautiful life, a better life, a best life possible on this earth planet. So friends, if we understand, so there we'll have so many questions in our life, isn't it? So what is this human life? What is life actually, and where have we come from, and what are we living for? Can we really live without grief, and can we really live a happy life? And what is birth, what is death, and what happens after death, and before we take uh, after we die, and before we take birth again? So what happens in between? So there are a lot of questions. Each and everyone, at some point of time, we will get such questions in our life. So all these questions are spiritual based, soul based. So we call it as soul science also. So the real science is the spiritual science, friends. We can have so many sciences. We would have heard of so many sciences in our life, like mathematical science, computer science, biological science, and social sciences. So many sciences we would have heard. All these are optional. Even if you don't read any of these, there is nothing uh, uh, wrong. But if you're not learning, knowing about spiritual science, our life is really a very big question mark, friends. So each and everyone born on this earth planet has to know about spiritual science. So it is our great opportunity to be a part of this Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement, and we have come across these sciences, spiritual science. So spiritual science is like giving light to our soul. So without spiritual science, we call soul as blind, because soul is there in every human, but without knowing spiritual science, it is really blind. Once we come across this spiritual science, we become light of the soul. So friends, let us go into the concept, the 6 truths what we need to learn today. So I will tell all the names first, and I will tell in English and also in Sanskrit, so that you will understand the concept better, the titles. Okay, so there are 6 truths. We call it as principles. So principle of consciousness. The first one is principle of consciousness, which is also called Atma Siddhanta. And the second one is principle of reincarnation. So it is called Janma Punarjanma Siddhantam. And the third one is principle of karma, yeah, cause and effect. Okay, so Karma Siddhantam. And the fourth one is principle of what do you call, principle of evolution. Okay, yeah. So we are always evolving ourselves, we are not staying stable. So principle of evolution is the fourth one, and that is also called one second, let me tell the name in Sanskrit also, so that you will constant evolution. Okay, constant evolution is um, Purogamana Siddhantam. Yeah, sorry for that. Purogamana Siddhantam. So, and the fifth one is constant, uh, the principle of yoga, that is Yoga Siddhantam, that is evolving fast, that we will see later what it is. And the final one is principle of infinities, Aneka Aneka Siddhantam. So, Atma Siddhantam and Janma Para. Punarjanma Siddhantam, Karma Siddhantam, and Purogamana Siddhantam, Yoga Siddhantam, and Aneka Aneka Siddhantam, this in Sanskrit. So first thing is we will know about the principle of consciousness, that is Atma Siddhantam. So this is the basic thing we need to understand. We all think we are only this body. So thinking that we are body, we give importance of this body, and we think each one are individual separate entities, and we always compete and compare with each and everyone, and we face with so many um, uh, problems, so many difficulties, so much of suffering is happening because we think we are body. So the basic thing what we need to know is we are soul beings. We are not just this body alone. We are soul beings. So that is the first step in spirituality. What we need to understand. Once we understand that, it's not knowing it theoretically, but understanding it with experience. So why, if we need to understand it with experience, we need to do meditation. So meditation is the base for everything. Only through meditation we can understand this spiritual science. So the concept of that I am soul. So I'm soul being, aham brahmasmi. The soul is everywhere, in each and everything. Before we take a shape here, we are soul beings. So that is what we need to understand. So a tree is there, before tree it was a soul. So an animal is there, before animal it was a soul. A rock is there, before rock it was a soul. So as we are humans, before humans we are soul. So we are soul beings. Soul beings are always there. It is constant. It is there in the past, it is there in the present, and it is there in the future. So it is body will change, body will be there. When soul enters this human body, we call it as birth. When soul leaves this body, we call it as death. So soul is there. It is only the body which is taking birth and which is dying. So we need to understand that we are soul beings. So once we are born on this earth planet, so we need to we get a shape, we get a body, we get a shape and everything, but we have been embedded with that consciousness. So the conscious, the universal consciousness has been embedded in us in the form of soul. So that is what is called soul being. So this soul being is a very beautiful thing, where it has come to learn some lessons on this earth planet. So what lessons it need to learn? So it need to learn and understand and experience, and it need to expand. That is why it is taking birth on this earth planet. So soul has come to learn something. So this is the first point. That is why we are experiencing so many things on this earth. So all these experiences are lessons for this soul. So this earth planet is a school for our soul. That is what we need to understand. So friends, very uh, basic knowledge what we need to understand is we are soul beings. So there are many scientists, many spiritual enlightened masters who are giving us this knowledge. They have written so many scriptures, so many books to for us to make understand that about these spiritual sciences. But once only when we practice this, we can understand it better. So as there is air everywhere, as there is uh, life everywhere, there is soul everywhere, in each and everything, in each and every uh, part we can experience this souls. The whole space is have this consciousness, filled with this consciousness. So we are all part of this consciousness. So when we are the part of this consciousness, we are also consciousness. So friends, this material education starts with alphabets like A, B, C, D. We start with alphabets in for material education, but spiritual education starts only with the knowledge that I am soul. This is the basics of spiritual science. Okay, so once we understand this, we can move further into spiritual development. So the spiritual science is always been backed by scriptures, and so much of our uh, India has been a great source of spirituality, and Bhagavad Gita is giving so much of wisdom about this, all these six concepts in it. So it is Gita which is giving the strength to this spiritual science. So our Sankhya Yogam, it is written like Jnanan Mukti. So only through meditation we can achieve that Jnana, and only when we achieve this Jnana we get Mukti. So friends, meditation is the first step to understand spiritual science. Once we start doing meditation, we get a lot of experiences. We gain so much of jnana, that is experiential wisdom through this through meditation. Or else it is only theoretical. When we read it through books, we hear it from someone, it is only theoretical wisdom. But once we start doing practice of meditation, we get experiential wisdom, that we experience that we body is separate and soul is separate. So when this wisdom leads to mukti, so friends, meditation leads to gnana and gnana leads to mukti. Gnana and mukti, only through gnana we can achieve mukti. Gnana of what? That I am soul. This is the first truth. Soul is the truth. So the truth means it is something that it never changes. It is always, whenever, in whatever situation, whatever place, whatever conditions, it will be same, it will never change. So body changes, so body is not truth. Soul is same always, even before body and after body. So soul is called as truth. So soul, so this is the first concept what we need to understand. So uh, the second concept what we are going to see today is law of birth and rebirth. That is principle of birth and rebirth. That is Janma Punarjanma Siddhantam. Once we understand that we are soul being, then we need to understand why we are taking birth. Why have we taken birth? So our life, we are, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad. So many situations are coming, and each and everyone are different. Some are poor, some are rich, some are blind, some are healthy, and some are having so much of knowledge. So what is all this? Why so many changes? Who is deciding this? From where we are getting all these differences from? So then we'll come to know that we have taken so many births. This is not the first birth for us. So we have taken so many births. All the karmas what we have done in the past, there is a cause there. That so now what we are facing, or what we are enjoying, is the effect of the cause what we have done in the past. So there is a cause for everything. Cause and effect is the thing which we need to understand for everything happening in our life. Whether we are happy, whether we are beautiful, or we are ugly, we are learning, or we are very poor learners, whatever it is, it all depends on our past karmas what we have done. So even this Bhagavad Gita says, Purva Kritam Papam Vyadi Rupena Pidite. So what the all the papas what you have done in the past, or the diseases now, that means there is rebirth, there is Janma. So first time when the soul takes birth, it is called birth. And the next time when the soul wants to learn some more lessons, and it dies and it again take birth, then it is called rebirth. So the soul takes so many lifetimes to learn few lessons. So friends, we need to understand this. There is a screen in the theater. The screen will be same, but movies will keep changing. So and today we will be here, and tomorrow we want to travel to some other place, we want to visit that place due to some work. So that means that we are dying here, and again reborning there in the place where we go. That I'm telling just physically, because you will understand what is happening. So the same way, even the soul, when it takes one body and it tries to learn some lessons, and it dies, and again it takes some other body and it can take birth. So to learn some lessons it is coming, and to learn more and more lessons it keeps taking birth. So Patriji says minimum 400 lifetimes we will take after coming into human human births. So before even human births, we have taken so many lifetimes. So thousands of lives the soul is going through. So it take births for so many times and it dies for so many times. So what are we worrying for? We all have this fear of death. So it is just like changing our dress. When we that shirt what we are wearing, it fades away, or it tears, we just want to throw it off and we want to wear a new dress every day. So the same way even soul wants to come with a new body to learn its lessons. So friends, birth and rebirth is a very beautiful concept which we need to understand. So we take so many births, and Krishna says to Arjuna that, Arjuna, you and I have taken so many births, but I know all my lifetimes, and you do not know. That is the difference between you and me. So Krishna is always insisting that births are there. So he said in Bhagavad Gita, Purva Janma Krutam Papam. So friends, we are taking birth again and again, again and again, just to learn lessons, just to understand this spirituality, spiritual science, that we are soul beings, to understand that we are taking birth. So we keep taking births in different patterns. So to learn the same lesson, will be taking so many births. Once we complete that lesson, we again take birth to learn a new lesson. So like that, once we complete the whole learnings and we purely understand the spiritual science, then we don't need to take birth at all. Till then we need to take birth. All these six concepts of spiritual science need to be understood completely. Till then, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. We need to take birth, 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 die and take birth, die and take birth. Even Adi Shankaracharya has told in Bhaja Govindam about this. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. So, uh, Krishna has told such beautifully in Gita that we keep taking birth again and again to learn our soul lessons. So this is the second concept we need to understand, friends. And the third one is principle of cause and effect, that is karma, karma based. So we are taking births again and again. How, what kind of births we are taking? What are we trying to learn? So uh, how are we deciding how should this life of us be? So it is we who will decide, friends. So if we have done something bad karmas in past lifetimes, so we ourselves choose uh, to learn such that lessons, and to forgive them, or to convey that sorry or something. We take such lifetimes here. So if we have done something very, we will reap its results. So whatever we have done, the result should we have to face again. So every lifetime we will do so many karmas. So every time we come on this earth planet, we keep doing karmas. So we should face the consequences. If we do not do any karma, you don't get any benefits also. Some people will tell, why should we work? So karma is nothing but all the works, all the deeds what we are doing. So how we are reacting to situations, how we are uh, receiving, how we are taking the results, the consequences, how we are accepting or not. So all this depends, turn as karma or non-karma. So whatever work we do, either good or bad, it will transform into karma. So without doing any work, if we just sit, what will happen? That is the question here. So some people will tell, why should we do some work and why should we take this karma? If we don't do anything, then it is fine and better. But it is not like that. If you don't do any karma, you don't get any benefits, you don't learn your lessons, you don't your soul will not develop, move forward. So you need to learn lessons, either it is good or bad. Each situation, each karma, each consequence will teach us a lesson. So to learn that lessons, the soul is coming. So we need to do karma. If we don't do karma, we don't get it benefits. But if we do karma, we will get the consequences. If you do bad, you will have to face that bad punishments. I mean the punishments for that. If you do good, you will enjoy the gift. So you will have to do karma, and you will also have to face consequences, and you can't be without doing any karma. So this is what again Krishna is telling, you need to do karma. So and yoga Karmasu Kausalam. With meditation, our works, our deeds will become perfect. So without meditation, we can't perfect ourselves. So only meditation, yoga means it is meditation, friends. It is not bodily exercises. It is meditation. Yoga or yogi means one who is in meditative state. So one yogi can perform his all his actions in a very perfect manner. So we need to do meditation, and we need to be perfect in everything. So what Patriji is giving an example here. So what he is telling is, if you kill someone, you will get arrested. It is natural. So we are facing the karma what we have done. So we have done some bad karma, and the result we are facing, that we are getting arrested. But even in while facing that back, if you are in a jail and you are doing some service there in jail, you want to do some service, and that good deeds will allow you to get released soon. Before even completing your punishment, they will release soon because of your good deeds. So it is our actions which is giving the results. It is not, even if they have given the punishment for so many years, with our good deeds we have reduced that. So everything is in our hands. So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he will tell the whole Bhagavad Gita that you will have to perform, because Arjuna will say, no, I can't do war, all of them are my relatives, so how can I kill them? So Arjuna will explain the whole Bhagavad Gita to Krishna will explain Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, and then in the end, what will he say? Arjuna, I have told you from my part, I have told you, I have given you the wisdom, and now it is you who should decide what to do and what not to do, whether you want to do war or not. You should decide. So everyone has a free will, friends. Using that free will, we have to take decisions what to do and what not to do. So we have to yeah. And Krishna also says, if you do war and if you die, you will go to higher worlds, and if you do not do war, even then you will die, then you will not reach there. So you decide, you have to do your dharma always. Without doing your dharma, if you die, you can't reach your destiny. So that is what Krishna is saying. So do your dharma. So you have to decide. With a free will, we can understand ourselves what to do and what not to do. This is law of cause and effect. So every action of ours has a reaction. So every cause has an effect, every karma gives a result, and every karma also teaches a lesson. So this lesson is very very important. Why should we learn these lessons? So first thing is, what we have understood, that we are a soul being, and once we understand that we are soul beings, then we understand that we take birth again and again to expand our consciousness, to evolve ourselves, and so we, to learn some lessons, we need to come again and again on this earth planet. Till the soul understand the complete spiritual science. It has to come again and again. And on what basis we come is about from through this cause and effect. So what kind of deeds we need to do, how we need to act. So for each and everything, meditation is the base. So meditation is the first step. So now after understanding the cause and effect, yeah, whatever we are facing today is what we have done in the past. So whatever we are doing today will be our future. Now we have understood this. So what next? What else should we learn? Law of constant evolution. The next principle is constant evolution. So what Patriji says is soul will always be evolving. It will never decline. So even if we don't learn anything, there is no problem at all. So every experience, whatever we experience, Patriji says here, even if you don't work anything or you just sleep, simply sleep also, you will have some experience. That is evolution. So that is what Patriji is telling. So always we are in the evolving mode. So friends, uh, our soul expands with the wisdom gained by our experiences. So whatever experience we get, our soul expands slowly, whether we learn it slow or we learn it fast. So it is up to us, but we are learning and we are evolving. So it is always, soul will always be in forward journey. Here for soul there are no failures at all. Even failure is a stepping stone for success in soul plane. So there are no failures at all. It is constantly learning and evolving. So no worries at all for soul being, because it knows that it is evolving every day. It doesn't worry for anything. So uh, here again, our free will exists. With free will we choose ourselves whether to learn or to experience, and we want to do some work, or we just want to lie down, or we want to do bad deeds, whatever it is. Even if we do bad karma, we get some punishment. Even then we are learning that we experience that it should not be done in that way. So whatever it is a learning. So we are getting a pain, we are getting hurt, so we are getting loss in our business. So all these things also are also teaching us some lesson, that how aware we should be, how awakened we should be, what kind of decision should we take. So every time we get failure, we come to know, yeah, this is not the way it should have been done, so we will try in some other way. So every time we are learning. So every learning is a, again, process of evolution. So always the soul is in constant evolution, that we need to understand. So we don't need to worry for anything whatever we are facing in our life. And the fifth one is law of rapid evolution. That is, well, we want to evolve. Yeah, we have come here to evolve as a soul being, but how should we evolve? Slowly or fastly? So once you enter into spiritual journey, your evolution will be very fast. That is this is also called yoga siddhantam. That is, practice of meditation will help us to evolve faster. So in rapid evolution we have three things, that is dhyana yoga, swadhyaya yoga, and gnana yoga. So Buddha has done lot of practice, meditation practice, and he has rapidized his journey. And Krishna also said to Arjuna, you please become yogi at once. So first you do meditation, you sit, you become a yogi, then you think what to do. First you become a yogi. So only the practice of meditation will rapidize our spiritual journey. It will make our journey faster. So we are in spiritual journey, again three things will make our journey faster. That is dhyana yoga, that is continuous meditation every day, regular meditation, and swadhyaya yogam, that is through reading books, and gnana yogam, through hearing to experiences of masters. All these three will make our evolution faster. That is, we understand the spiritual science concepts very easily. So if without this knowledge, only when we get a situation we experience, and with that experience we might realize or we might not realize. So we just our learning process will be very slow. But when you come into meditation, so and when we hear these experiences of masters and when you read books, you come to understand so many people's experiences at one place, and all their experiences will make us our understanding bloom like anything. So we become fast learners, and we understand concepts very easily, and when we try to implement them in our life. So dhyana yoga, swadhyaya yoga, and gnana yoga are shortcuts to rapid evolution. And even karma yoga, when we do some work and we don't expect the results, without expecting any result, if you do works, even that also will evolve our spiritual journey rapidly. So friends, you have to remember all these things again and again. So last but not least is law of infinities. So law of infinities, that is aneka aneka siddhantam. Once we come to understand, once we do meditation, in meditation we travel to so many lokas, so many galaxies. There are so many star worlds, so many astral worlds in the universe. So everything is infinite, infinite wisdom, infinite energies in so we will be very surprised to see this infinite worlds, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, and we'll be very surprised to hear about these things. So many people speak that I have seen this world, I have seen Himalayas, I have seen this loka, I have traveled here, I got this experience. To hear all these things, it will be very surprising for us. And when we see it in our meditation, then we'll be so many excited. Yeah, so this loka is really true, I have experienced it myself. And when we share this, we'll have so much of excitement, will be surprised when someone are sharing their experiences. So each and everything will give us so much of excitement. So this infinite wisdom what we have gained is a law of infinity. Then we come to understand that soul is an infinite being. So we are not a limited being, we are an infinite being. So there are infinite opportunities, infinite wisdom to understand, infinite knowledge to understand. So friends, again I want to tell one more time, spiritual science is the basic science which each and everyone has to understand in their lives. So once we understand this, our life will be very smooth and happy, because many of them will have some fear to come into spirituality. They think they have to leave all this material pleasures, material family, material life, and they have to go somewhere and they have to do sadhana. But no, we don't need to go anywhere. We don't need to leave anything in our life. Along with our regular life, the spiritual science has to be unfollowed and understood. So spiritual practice has to be done. So what should be left then? So what is that we need to leave? The ignorance of about spiritual science. So we have a lot of ignorance. Because of ignorance we have lot of misconceptions about spiritual science. That ignorance we have to leave. Just we have to step one foot forward, and we masters are ready to give us to come forward 100 feet and give us all the wisdom and energy. So the soul is nothing but compilation of two things, that is energy and wisdom. With only taking lot of energy and with gaining lot of wisdom through our experiences, our soul consciousness expands. That is what is soul. Soul is nothing but the energy and wisdom. So we are all soul beings, we are not the physical beings what we see. we are soul beings. That means we are energy beings. So we are pure energy. So that we need to understand. When we understand that we are energy, then we can easily come out of the all these limited beliefs, limited perceptions, that my family, myself, only I have to learn, I have to develop, so I have to get success. No, I and me and mine will be vanished when we come into spiritual science. Only ours, we. So we will all become united. We will all come into oneness consciousness. So we will unite each other, and we will become as one. So we will not see any difference between person to person, or being to being. So we think we are all humans. We have lot of karuna. So we don't harm anyone. We'll always speak nice words, and we will help people with all good things. We give them clothes, we give them food, we give them. So we are doing so many nice works. But what happens when it comes to other beings? Are we same? Are we taking care of trees, plants, and animal beings, and nature? Are we taking care? So with all our thoughts, we are polluting the nature. So we are not becoming one with nature. We are not uniting with nature. So when it wants to rain, we say no, no, we don't want rain, we want to go out. When it wants to give sun, we say no, no, so much of sun, we can't help it. So we think, because we think we are nature is different and we are different. And so all that separate consciousness comes when we don't have spiritual science. And when we have really spiritual science with us, we come into oneness consciousness. We accept everything as it is. We become so pure, and we become one with everyone. So we think, yes, whatever, whoever are there around us, so we are all come together to help each other to evolve together. So that is what is the process of inner journey, what they are doing. So this is how we are going to connect ourselves, and uh, come together in oneness, and evolve together. So thank you, friends, for giving me this opportunity. I think you all understood this concept of spiritual science, which Patriji wants to introduce everyone. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Sunita Garu, for the wonderful sharing. This topic touches my soul every time I listen to this. Very nicely explained.
Yeah, you refreshed our our knowledge, what we have sorry guys. So you refreshed our knowledge, what we have learned long time ago, right? So thanks to the Inner Journey team, because we are able to listen back and refresh again. Thank you, Sunitaka, for a wonderful session. Very neatly explained, very basic concepts everybody needs to understand on the spiritual journey. Thank you again.
Thank you, friends. Thank you very much for everyone.
Friends, this is the time for any questions. Please raise your hands only if you want to ask about the questions related to the topic we discussed today. Sorry, please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very nice session. Thank you, Sunita Garu. So the question is like, how do we know like we have really connected to our soul, and like, am I listening to my soul in every decision I make? Or like, the second question is like, every person who comes to this earth, a soul that comes to this earth, being a leaders or the previous sorry,
please switch on your camera.
oh, I'm in the dark room,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it looks good. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. So the second question is like every soul that comes to this earth, maybe the powerful people, the kings or the current leaders, how come they won't realize or be nice? I'm not talking about everyone, few leaders who has power to control this world or change people's life. How come their souls are not so kind or with the intention to help people? So the first question is how do I know I'm
Yeah.
connected to my soul? And second question is like, is every soul come with a realization of being in the oneness?
Yeah. So, thank you so much for the wonderful questions you have asked. It is how do we come to know that we are connected to the soul is the understanding levels of yours transform. Once you start doing meditation, without your knowledge, you expand your understanding. So your way of perception changes. Your way of seeing things expands slowly from me, myself, my family to a bigger family. So it slowly expands. So your family increases. You will think everyone are same, everyone are everyone are equal. So that transformation happens within you. So you slowly realize that. So the way I look things before is different. So anyone who hurts you also, it doesn't hurt you personally. You think, okay, fine, you take it easy. That means that you have transformed yourself from body conscious to soul consciousness. So we take things easily and we accept things easily. We forgive people easily. So that means that we are slowly transforming ourselves from body conscious to soul consciousness. So that is the transformation which happens inside, and that awareness, that awakening. So when you look back before meditation and after meditation, slowly the transformation keeps happening in you. So that is how we can connect, see that we connected to the soul. So then the second question, that every soul comes to this earth planet to have this realization only, but it will take some time. Once we come to this earth planet, we forget that we have come with to realize these things, but we ourselves take some points in our life that I should get a situation where I will realize this spiritual awakening need to happen. So we create some situations in our life, some hurdles in our life here and there, some difficulties. So we turn ourselves towards the soul. So that is why we fix ourselves so many things in our life. That is why we are facing. But if we miss in one place, at least in next situation I should remember. So that is how we get all the challenges in our life. We decide ourselves that these challenges are very much required to awaken me towards spirituality. Without this I will never get awakened. So we get situations. People who are very wealthy will have some relationship issues. The people who don't have money but they will be having good relationships, but somewhere they lack this understanding, so they harm other animals. So somewhere or the other they get the pain, they get the suffering, because the soul decides before taking birth that every soul comes to learn only. So every experience it wants to learn, but unless we get that awakening, it doesn't reach the soul. It will only be the body learning. But when this awakening happens, then so that is why I said meditation is the first step to spirituality. So to turn ourselves towards meditation, we bring all these situations. So thank you so much for asking. I think I have answered your question.
Next, Ganabala Medisetti. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I cannot switch on my camera again. I'm in the dark room. My question regarding the class. Thank you, ma'am, for the great session. Question is like what you told is about the Purogaman Siddhantam, whatever
Yes.
you mentioned.
Mm.
So in this, so as you say, like soul, when it comes, it learns the lessons and again get it back, right? So
Yes.
is there, because in this Siddhantam, I didn't read the exact what was told in that, but it is saying that you always take the birth as a human being, like as a person again and again, and you learn as per your class, the
Yeah.
400
Yeah.
or nearly, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a Baba devotee, so when I
Okay.
read the Baba books or any other Datta Charitras or whatever, right? So we also read about like the soul that born as a human and yet born as an animal in the next Janma, and Baba recognizes them and all. So there is a conflict between these two, right? So
Yeah,
I just want to
it is a
understand.
very rare case, madam. It is a very, very rare case that usually soul will never decline. But if the person is really needed to learn the lessons in that level, only then, but it is a very rare case. But naturally, normally, always soul will be in evolving this thing only. Such cases will be a very rare case, madam.
We'll take one more question. Last
Yeah.
question from Manjula. Please unmute yourself, Manjula.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for the session.
Yeah.
My question is, I understand that we do have rebirth because of our karma, but the first place, like, why does the soul created, ma'am? Is there any reason why soul is being created?
Why soul is created? Okay. Soul wants some change. It's okay. We'll also get bored doing same thing again repeatedly. So we want to refresh ourselves. We want to do something new. So the same way, soul wants to learn faster and evolve itself. So always every soul has to keep evolving its this thing. As I told you, there are infinite number of lokas and infinite number of galaxies. So it wants to evolve itself in whatever position it is. So soul wants to learn and evolve. Only by learning it can evolve, and it is only earth planet where it can learn easily and faster. So that is why the soul wants to take birth on the earth planet only maximum. In other worlds, the evolution will be very slow, but on earth planet, it will be very faster. That is why all souls prefer to take birth on this earth planet. So they want to evolve themselves faster. So that is why they can take birth, madam. Soul is created, every soul, it makes itself into fragments, and through different souls it wants to learn. So every soul learn for itself and also gives that lessons to the what do you call Purnatma or higher self. So along with this individual self, even higher self will be evolving itself. So it happens like that. So for to understand this, we need to read lot of books about this, madam. New Energy, there is a book called New Energy. So there are a few books where Patriji refers. You can read such books to understand more deeper, because we don't have enough time now. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, one clarification. The first
Yeah.
place when the soul is being born, I mean, I understand every time birth happens because of some past karma. But first
Yeah.
time when the soul is being created, they have not done anything.
They have not done anything. They just come to enjoy. And when they come to enjoy, they do some karmas and they pick that.
Oh, okay. Okay, ma'am. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you very much. Yes. We go to tours to enjoy, no madam. The same way soul wants to enjoy the earth planet, so it comes. Yeah. Thank you.